My name is Herr Volkmann. I come from the company, I work with a company called Aibotix, Artificial Intelligence Robotics. My particular role is to maintain a certain level of competence in geospatial applications at Aibotix. The product we are selling is an intelligent platform called the Aibotix X6. It's got 6 rotors, propeller guards that distinguish us from similar products of this nature, and we can carry all sorts of payload options. And in the line of the photogrammetric applications, you choose the camera, and we provide the interface that will allow the system to manage your camera for you. I'd just like to go through a little video we have, show you a little video we have prepared to show you some of the features that we are offering with our solution. So the major issue, of course, is safety, having a safe platform. We have done our best to provide safety through these propeller guards and through an intelligent flight management system. We have equipped because we are geospatially oriented, we are providing a little box called a Geo box, which can be fitted onto a standard hot shoe, a flash hot shoe of most off-the-shelf cameras that you can get. And if you configure your camera in such a way that it produces a pulse every time you take a picture, in other words, you have it flash, it will generate a timestamp in our GPS data stream, and we use that timestamp to georeference aerial photography in the way shown here on this video. So that's a record of the geodata, which is in the form of a position, where the camera was, and the three orientations of the camera, the roll, yaw, and pitch values. The big challenge in georeferencing with aerial photography, as most of you know, is to allocate the proper photograph to the corresponding geo event, geo record. And we provide a sort of a semi-automated facility to allocate a photograph to one particular identifiable event, and from that we derive the allocation of all of the photographs in a particular directory to the events, and then we generate a georeferencing table which you can export to any big photogrammetric processing suite. That feature there allows you to quickly look at a particular photograph and see what's on it. And in order to make it more communicatable, we package or embed the photography in KML files, so that allows you to easily disseminate it to people who don't have specialized software but who still are stakeholders in whatever products you produce. So virtually on the fly, we can present our photography within very short time after the flight as a ground overlay in Google Earth. We use this also to enable the field crew to make sure that they have actually gotten everything they were supposed to be getting. And then we have 3D rendering of our camera positions. So we can choose single photographs as to be embedded in a KML or a KMZ file, or we can do the whole flight in one go. And once that photography has ended up in the hands of the relevant experts, you end up within a day or so, you can get a nice orthophoto or a 3D model that can be easily displayed on Google Earth. So our major our major deliverable is a set of georeference photographs with which you can produce an orthophoto. Just by way of an example of what we can do in the time span of some 30 hours, I'd like to show you a different product. Just to give you an idea of how real this is a very realistic example. I did this photography of an area of about 500 meters by 330 meters in a time span of some 3 hours. And another 24 hours later, I had this 3D model ready for delivery. As you can see, we don't produce this software. I just need to demonstrate to you that the photography that's derivable or obtainable or acquirable with our platform can end up in these very useful kind of deliverables that actually will generate the revenue with which to finance our platform. You can do all sorts of fancy analyses with this software. Like, for example, you can do a shadow analysis. On the fly. So having a device like this actually opens the doors for you to use all sorts of technology that's converging, very fortunately for us now at this point in time, and enabling us as geospatial service providers to bring more depth to our existing products and to also expand the kind of services that we deliver, especially in the non-geospatial sense. I find that the visualizations are playing an increasingly important role in planning issues and in settling controversies about planning issues and so on. It is often of tremendous value to render the situation in 3D in such a realistic fashion as you can see here, because people can much more easily interpret and make intelligent conclusions on viewing a 3D model rendered in this way than they could on an engineering drawing. Anyway, I will let this play for a little while, and if any one of you has any questions, please feel free to ask them. I might just add that these kind of tools allow you to vectorize and migrate data to any compatible database or GIS system with no problems. That sort of thing works very seamlessly. Right. Any questions? Bernd, would you like to show folks a little bit about our platform? It's going to be a bit noisy. And Bernd is our test pilot. He is the only guy who qualifies to fly inside areas for us. Our platform is, of course, GPS enabled. So when we fly in GPS enabled environments, we prefer to let the automated processes take care of the maneuvers. But inside here, we are GPS denied, and so we have a very skillful pilot who will now demonstrate to you just how easy it is to take off, and also show you how our camera mount is absolutely beautifully stabilized. Never mind what the movements of the flight airframe are, the camera maintains its orientation. All yours. We can control the camera manually during flight, or we can let the automated processes manage the camera. So I'd just like to add, thank you, Bernd, thank you very much. Other users that you can put our platform to that which should increasingly become core competencies of geospatially oriented people is, for example, asset management and inspections of infrastructure. It is becoming increasingly important to save money on maintenance programs, and these platforms are very cheaply operated in comparison to conventional methods like, for example, inspecting power lines. This is the optimum way to do that. It's also a much safer method of inspecting power lines. It's also an optimum platform for bridge inspections, where you have to get under the deck of high structures that are only accessible with very, very expensive methods. Anyway, I think my time is up, so if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask them. I can answer them in German or English. Right, thank you very much.